What is up, guys? Bradman here, bringing you guys some very recent Pokemon Sun and Moon news. Now, I'm a little bit late on this subject, but I just wanted to get this video out there. Insane amount of people have been asking my opinion on the 7 new Mons that were actually released yesterday, so I'm just going to do a quick video for you guys, going in a little bit in depth about these Mons and my opinions on their overall design. Nothing too, I guess, big, but if you guys are hyped for this, feel free to drop a like down below, and if you are new, subscribe for more as well. Was not around yesterday, so that's why I actually did not get the update news, so it is a day late, I guess, but I'm still going to do this video anyway, since it's highly requested by most of you guys. You guys do want to know my opinions on these. The first Mon actually is Drampa, which is actually a normal dragon type, which has a possibility of actually being a evolution to Dunsparce, which is actually a highly speculated theory by a lot of people now. Its design, it's kind of a cool design to me, actually. It reminds me of one of those like big snakes or snake serpents from like mythical folklore. That's what it kind of reminds me of. In my opinion, though, it really doesn't look like a Dunsparce evolution. Dunsparce is normal. I guess it does kind of have some relation if it wants to transfer into a normal dragon type. I think its ability is Frenzy as well. So, we're going to move on to Togedemaru, which is actually basically the Pachirisu of Gen 7, in my opinion. I don't think this thing is going to evolve. If it does, hey, we got an evolution for this thing, but it's actually a electric steel type. With motor drive so far, so that's really all we know about it. There's up-to-date information as well. Design-wise, not really too much, not really like one of those flashy designs. It's more like a Pachirisu and stuff like that, Pachirisu and Dedenne. I really don't think this thing is going to have an evolution, in my opinion. It's going to be one of those Gen electric types, just like Gen 5 Pachirisu and Gen 6 Dedenne that don't evolve, but unique typing, it is 4 times weak to ground, but if they give this thing some decent stats, maybe it'll be decent and competitive, or at least something. I really don't want it to be one of those throwaway electric type Mons, like all the other Gen electric types that is thrown in the game. Otherwise, it has a decent design. Nothing too like flashy, nothing too bad, but it's just like acceptable. We're going to move on to Vikavolt, which is probably my favorite Mon that actually was released. This thing looks insane, guys. I really like the design of this thing. A bug electric type, so they're actually giving a lot of electric types, a lot of electric typing in so far in the Mons released. This thing looks insane, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, if this thing gets a decent ability, the ability, I'm not quite sure if it has the ability confirmed or anything yet, but I've never heard anything about the ability. It does not say anything about the ability here, so if they give this thing like speed boost or something like that, this thing's going to be completely insane. Hopefully they give this thing some decent stats. I'm assuming these things like the Scatterbug, evolution line, or the Wurmple Beedrill evolution line, something like that in the Vivillon evolution line, just like the bug evolution of this generation. If this is actually the bug evolution of this generation, they did a very good job with the final evolution of this thing. I really like this thing a lot. Hopefully give this thing some decent stats behind it, so I can at least use this thing in competitive. That's really what I'm looking forward to the most, is using a lot of this stuff in competitive in Gen 7. So, Chargebug. This thing, a lot of people been giving this thing shit because of its design. To me, it looks kind of like a trash compactor. Trash compactor, which I guess like 2 buttons, and it reminds me like a trash compactor with like 2 buttons on each side. That's really what it reminds me of. But acceptable design. I'm not going to hate on it because its final evolution looks completely beast. Again, it's one of those bug type evolutions for Gen 7. Just like in Gen 6 you had Scatterbug evolution line and stuff like that. So I'm not going to hate on it too much. Even though it's getting probably one of the most hated reveals. Along with this, Tapu Koko, or Bruxish. A lot of people have actually been making memes of this, actually calling it the gay fish because of the big ass lips. This thing actually reminds me of the SpongeBob episode where there's that I forgot what it was, like a super villain with like the big ass lips, and then he actually gives it chapped lips and actually looks exactly like that super villain from SpongeBob episode. So water psychic typing. I kind of thought this was going to be a water fairy typing. I'm not quite sure what they're really going to do with this thing. Hopefully they give it a decent ability. I'm not quite sure what the ability on the thing is, but they give this thing some decent ability. I'm assuming it's like a Basculin of Gen 7 as well. A lot of basic like mons, just like Gen 7 new mons for a lot of the older like placements. Other than that though, it's acceptable for me. I'm not going to sit and hate on it as well. We really don't know the stat distribution or anything like that either. Cutifly, again, acceptable design. I think this literally just went into a kindergarten class and actually picked out somebody's drawing, and then they asked the class, what do you guys want to name this drawing that your teacher did, guys? It looks like a cutifly. They're like, okay, we got a name for it, cutifly. So they probably went to the Japanese kindergarten class and got a name for this, but I'm not going to hate on it either. Acceptable design. Definitely not as much getting as much hate as a lot of the other designs like Bruxfish and stuff like that, and Chargebug, but Bug and Fairy type. Hopefully this thing has a decent evolution. I like how they're giving a lot of the bad typings and slapping on the Fairy type just to make them more viable, which is something I really like. Right here, I actually got one of the. I'm assuming this is probably one of the mythical Pokemon of the island. It actually has Misty Terrain as the ability, its ability actually activates electric terrain. So I'm assuming they're gonna have like 4 of these. I would think put misty terrain, grassy terrain, whatever the terrains are, and they're all gonna have the secondary typing of fairy type. This is actually electric fairy type. They're giving a lot of stuff electric typing, which hey, I don't care if it really gives electric typing because electric typing is one of the best typings. Just gives you all the other reason though to actually run the ground typing, but Tapu Koko, really like this design. The design is completely beast. Probably my favorite design out of all these, along with the other bug type. Other than that though, very decent design. Depends what they do with this thing competitively. I'm assuming it's like one of the mythical Pokemon of the island. There's gonna be like a few islands, and maybe they'll have like something like this on each island with a secondary typing of like fairy type, and then you have like one with like grass typing and like water typing. And, like most of the mons on that island will have like the water typing or something like that. They maybe can do something like that, I don't know. But if you guys didn't like this video, just wanted to go over my opinions as it's highly been requested by you guys. So that being said, if you guys enjoy, feel free to drop a like down below, and if you are new, subscribe for more as well. Really helps me out. That being said though, hope you guys do have a good 4th of July. Probably won't be back until next week with the OBA week 3 match, so got a lot of shit going on this weekend as well at work and a lot of other stuff. But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. See you guys next time. Peace.